I still remember the way she said it, her voice calm, almost casual, as if she were asking for a change in the dinner menu. Daniel, she'd sighed that night, swirling her wine. I need some excitement in my life. The words didn't explode like a bomb. They slithered quiet and poisonous under my skin. Excitement. 9 months. That's how long it had been since we came back from our honeymoon. A week in Santorini where she cried happy tears on the balcony, saying she couldn't believe she'd found someone who made her feel safe. Safe. I used to think that was a compliment. I didn't realize it was the first sign I'd been cast as the boring one in her story. First, I thought she meant a new hobby. I told her we could travel again, go hiking, learn to dance. She smiled, that polite, distant smile that said she'd already made up her mind about something I didn't know yet. For weeks after, she seemed lighter, laughing at her phone more often, dressing differently, checking the mirror before leaving for book club. Book club. I should have known. It was a Thursday night when I found out. She was in the shower. Her phone buzzed on the counter. A text preview flashing on the screen. I didn't mean to look. I just did. Can't wait to see you again, babe. Last night was incredible. For a second, my brain refused to believe it. It searched for other meanings, jokes, pranks, wrong numbers. But then another message came. You're right, he'd never suspect. He's too safe. Safe. That word again, this time it hit like a punch. I stared at the steam-fogged mirror, her silhouette blurry behind the glass, and wondered how many times she'd lied while looking me in the eye. I didn't confront her that night. I couldn't. I lay in bed beside her, the scent of her shampoo still lingering, and listened to her breathing slow as she fell asleep. My mind played loops of every moment we'd ever shared. All the smiles, the laughter, the whispered I love you, Which ones were real? The next day I took off from work and followed her. She said she was meeting her friend Lily for brunch. I parked across the street from the cafe, hidden behind a tinted SUV. She didn't go inside. Instead, a man in a dark leather jacket walked up, leaned in and kissed her, not like a friend would. She laughed against his lips, that same laugh that used to belong to me. Something inside me cracked. Not loudly, not dramatically, but like glass under slow pressure. That night I didn't eat, didn't sleep, just sat in the dark thinking. I wasn't a man who screamed or threw things. But the silence was worse. It stretched until it felt like it would crush me. By morning I decided. I wouldn't shout. I wouldn't beg. I'd let her talk first. When she came home that evening, I was in the kitchen. The lights were low, the air thick. Hey, she said, setting down her purse. You're home early. I looked at her, really looked. Her hair still had the wind's touch in it, her lipstick faintly smudged. Yeah, I said softly. I thought we could talk. She hesitated. About what? I slid her phone across the counter toward her. The messages were open. Her face drained of color. Daniel, Who is he? I asked, calm but trembling. She opened her mouth, then closed it again. For a long moment, the only sound was the refrigerator hum. Finally, she whispered. His name's Aaron. He's someone from my gym. I nodded slowly. And how long has this been going on? She wiped a tear, shaking her head. It wasn't supposed to happen, I swear. I felt trapped, Daniel. Everything was too predictable. You're a good man, but I needed excitement. I finished for her. She froze. Is that what this is? I asked, my voice cracking. Excitement. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said softly. I lost myself. We got married so fast and then everything became routine. You go to work, I handle the house, and that's enough reason to destroy us? Tears spilled down her cheeks. I'm sorry. The apology sounded rehearsed, like she'd said it in her head 100 times already. The next few days were surreal. She slept in the guest room. We moved around each other like ghosts, polite, careful strangers. She begged to go to therapy, said we could fix it, that marriages survive worse. But every time she said we, I felt hollow. There was no we anymore. One evening I found myself looking at our wedding album. Her smile on that beach, the way she looked at me like I was her forever. I closed the book and realized that version of her didn't exist anymore. Maybe she never did. A week later she came into the living room, eyes red from crying. Please, she whispered. Don't throw this away. I'll end it. I already told him it's over. I'll do whatever it takes. I looked at her. This woman I'd built a life with, a future around. And then I said the words that had been burning in my chest for days. You wanted excitement, I said quietly. I'll give you some. She blinked confused. I filed for divorce this morning. Her breath caught. Daniel, no, please, you can't. I can, I interrupted. And I did. Tears poured down her face, but I felt strangely calm. Not vindictive, not cruel. Just done. I loved you, I said. But I won't compete for you. Not with another man. Not with your boredom. She sank to the floor, sobbing, whispering my name like it could undo everything. But love isn't a magic word. It's a promise, and she'd already broken hers. The divorce took 4 months. She moved in with a friend. I stayed in the house. People said I handled it well, that I seemed strong. But they didn't see the nights I sat awake at 2 a.m., replaying every memory, every sign I'd missed. She sent me a letter once. Said she regretted everything. That Aaron had turned out not to be who she thought he was. I didn't respond. Regret doesn't erase betrayal. It's been a year now. The papers are signed. The house is quieter, emptier, but peaceful. Sometimes I catch myself remembering the way she used to laugh, and it still hurts. Not because I want her back, but because I wish the version of her I loved had been real. People talk about closure like it's something you find. But you don't find it, you decide it. And I decided mine the night I watched her walk away, suitcase in hand, still crying. She said through tears, "You'll regret this someday." Maybe she's right. But as I watched her drive off, the air clear and cold, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Relief. Because sometimes the most exciting thing you can do is finally let go.